What's up? What's up? What's up? You know what time it is. It's your boy. Or it's your man's. Big Dean in the building. Y'all know how I do. I got a guest in the building because we having some dialogue. Y'all know how we get sometime where sometimes it's just off the Richter. It's whatever we want to talk about because that's what be needing to be talked about because that's really how conversations in the real world go. Like, you know what I'm saying? All this YouTube edited and trying to pick specific topic shit, that's cool. But sometimes that camera and that you got to get right to the grit. And we was just talking about some universal shit right now, y'all, before I hit the go. But y'all know how I open up all the shows. I give respect to the people who I fuck with. Because if I say your name and shout you out, that mean I fuck with you. That mean I go to their channel, I watch their material, I like, I share, I comment, I interact, and I indulge. So when y'all hear these names, feel free to go over there, look at those people, see if you like them, you might not. Everybody I mess with, you don't mess with. And some people I mess with, you might not, and whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. But anyway, home is where the heart is. Shout out to Koolin and the Krew. Shout out to Nirvana 30. Shout out to Tia, the hardest working mod in the building. Shout out to my boy E Money. Shout out to D Nail and the Tribulation kids over there doing their thing. And a whole host of others. I might have forgot. Oh, Cuzzo, JC Family, and the Rooks. But anyway, so what we was talking about was universal stuff and how basically we was talking about it's a lot going on right now. Now I know that's surface shit. Everybody say it's a lot going on. It's a specifically speaking, I wanted to get into something because I want y'all to observe some shit about this NASA, space, and God. Walk with me now. So, I was talking to one of my bros, right? Oh yeah, so let me tell y'all something. So I got my bro in the house. I forgot to say something while I'm firing up the gidgy. He in the building, so we gonna be having dialogue. Y'all gonna hear him go back and forth. Now again, he didn't say he wasn't ready this time. It just didn't pop up to where I got the camera set up that he on it. But you're gonna hear him. We talking. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. So,
yes, sir.
I was talking to one of my dudes, our other dudes, and he was talking about some biblical shit. You know, I always kind of spin off on a nigga that get to talking about that, whether it's a man, woman, whoever, man. Don't talk to me about that shit. Period. So some people be like, man, are you bashing Christianity or are you bashing God? And I be having to adjust them a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because what I don't like is for a person to expect you to respect what they believe, but they don't respect that you don't buy into what they buy into. Like, it's not the same respect level. Like, I can go pick up a car full of Christians and we can slide out. I'll never blaze a blunt. I'll never sip nothing that would it's not being yourself. It's just being etiquette to the situation. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't bring nothing enticing up. We can kick it and slide. Yeah. But one of them would never jump in a whip with four of us in that bitch blowing big, listening to UGK though. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So that's what I mean. Like, and when we was talking about it, I said, look, man, you keep talking about God and praise God and praise this. In the beginning, my nigga. I say in your book, in the beginning. What did it say? Well, in the beginning, there was this and that. And I had to tell him, I said, man, so it say, in the beginning. I said, man, who is telling that story? Like, cause God didn't write nothing. I'm just, according to what y'all talk about, God didn't write nothing down, man. So when you say, in the beginning, there was, who did he sit down and tell what he did until he got to them? You kind of following what I'm saying? To say that he can, that this person can say, in the beginning there was you there with God? So how can you say, how can it be worded? Mm-hmm. In the beginning there was the Word, and the Word was God. Did God say that? He didn't speak to nobody and say that. It didn't speak to nobody and say, I am the word and the word is. And if it did, there was no one there at that point in time to hear him say it.
Yeah.
Like, what? That's all I be saying. So when you buy into this shit,
Oh my goodness.
when you buy into this shit and you try to force it down people's throat, is where I get bothered. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like I say, let me get back to y'all. Like I say, I respect everybody's belief or whatever they would deem wholesome to their life betterment. Like if you think you being a Jehovah's Witness is making you better as a person and it keep you on a straight and narrow, then I respect that. I'm not knocking that. But when you become holy rolling, and every time I see you, you try to pass me off a Watchtower or a Wake magazine, you know what I'm saying? Or you happen to just throw the word Jehovah in a sentence, thinking that that's going to entice me to come to the Kingdom Hall, that's when it become a problem. When you one of them Muslims who, I'm at the red light, if y'all from Cleveland, from 216, you know what I'm talking about. If I'm at the red light on 80 Road, and there's two of y'all fine dressed brothers coming over there in your bow tie and your suit with your bag of fruits and your brain pie and your belts, and I hit you with the, that's me saying I respect what you're doing, but no thank you. But when you proceed to my window and you slide a final call in there talking about some with your brother Farrakhan, that's when I start to have the problems with this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've already said that I don't want to indulge in that.
Yeah.
But it don't mean we can't meet as men. You know, in a conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because before you was that, you were somebody. You were a brain, a mind already. Before you interjected with that Islam or that Catholicism or that Nababayeism, you were somebody already who had fucking thoughts.
Yeah, true.
You was already going the direction you was going. You let something entice you into that. You let something bring you into that. You weaken. So I tell people, see, part of getting to where you trying to be is niggas don't even want to tell themselves the truth. I tell, man, look, so weaknesses and strengths. Niggas don't want to talk about weaknesses and strengths.
Yeah.
Now, remember, if you're watching me, when I say nigga, if you know my channel and you know my content, when I say nigga, I'm saying it and I'm talking specifically by definition of what that word and that whole little term is. I'm not saying nigga in talking about brown people at all. I'm talking about in essence of the word. So anybody can be a nigga when I'm talking about it. Donald Trump can be a nigga. You hear me? Vladimir Putin can be a nigga when I'm talking about this. So don't nobody go sideways from, oh, he's saying nigga. Shut up and listen. So yeah. So what men do is we don't want to sit around and be accountable and don't want to just say, well, shit, I'm weak. So when I'm telling my dude, like, man, don't think like I used to be in Christianity. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with that being introduced to us. I also been involved with the witnesses. Also, through high school, Islam. Messing with gang banging, that was enticing into Islam because of the symbols and signs was Islamic. During that same time, I started to study under Nababayeism. Now we talking about 93. Now Nababayeism is that old Dr. York stuff. If you're familiar, you know who Dr. York is. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna bring him up. But like I tell everybody, yeah, he in jail for what he did. The work that he exposed is what I'm talking about. Some of the literature and some of the things that his work uncovered is what you may see me reference when I speak of him of that. Never him and the rest of that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I've always been able to see through a cult. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't clearly see from the outside, when I first was with that and got introduced to this shit, what is this? This just is a black cult. Like, for real. Like, come on now, y'all. But at the same time, back then, so people didn't know who was on the outside, and you wasn't really entrenched. You didn't know that all this terrible shit was going on. It looked different from the outside. Like, you wanted to go to Edenton, Georgia. You wanted to see the Egypt built on this soil. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about everything that have to do with Egypt, from symbols to dress, garb, and the prayers and that, or the rituals and everything. So you wanted to see that. Now, of course, he was a terrible dude. I'm gonna keep reiterating. Of course, he was a terrible dude. Any dude go to jail for what he went to jail for is a terrible dude. If you're not familiar, look him up. Malachi Z. York. But anyway, so what I'm telling you, bruh, you keep saying this gosh, and I just told you. Who said that in the beginning stuff and all that? And I don't be wanting to go back and forth with people, but I do welcome the debate. Like, when people be on that, I do welcome it, because it's a whole nother situation that I'm going to twist and turn. So my whole thing is not to try to make you not believe in what you believe in. That ain't like, so some of them people that debate you, that's what they trying to convince you that that ain't right. I don't care if you believe it or not. I'm going to give you the evidence that's opposing it. You as a man or you as a woman, now you sit there and you rationalize. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not my feelings that's involved, it's yours. So when the facts be right there, it's either yay or nay. You have to start to juggle these, like, oh, wait a minute, but that, could be or could, maybe, yeah. So, so people say shit to me like, I mean, you say there ain't no God. Or like he say, oh, so you don't believe in God. And my response is always, no, I don't believe in the God you believe. I don't believe that. So you don't believe in God then? No, I don't believe in that God that you talking about. But that's the only God. I'm just saying, I don't believe in the God that you talking about. Because look, if I say I believe in the God that you talking about, then I can't possibly believe in the God that Muhammad talking about over there. I can't believe in the God that I'm talking about over here, Jehovah. I can't believe in, you see what I'm saying? So for you to understand that a person not saying that they don't believe in God, more or less, I don't believe in what you think that this grand omnipresent, whatever it is, because you don't know, because the people that told you what it is don't know what it is, because no one in our time frame knows what it is. And as far as you can go back, y'all then become scared of the story that you're hearing. Like, so do people really want to know the truth? Do they really want to know for real? They don't. Because that's what's going to happen to their whole reality. Just one small thing different, it'll crumble your reality. And since a lot of people ain't in tune, their reality is fragile. Where they think they tough. Oh man, you know what I'm saying? I done lived in the hood my whole life, you know what I'm saying? I done even went to Afghanistan. Those aren't the harshest realities that you can really be confronted with. You know what I'm saying? And people take for granted because it's almost like a surface type of reality. Like that's shooting, killing, bleeding, grabbing, robbing, drug selling, drug using, and we talking about layers of this reality though, because you don't want to believe that there's layers. You know what I'm saying? The regular person is just, oh man, there's God and there's us. What? In the same story, the niggas say that us create them in our image. So, what us? Him and who else? Make the us. That means he was plural speaking. Saying that I'm with some others, gods too, but I'm the one that's making this. If you wanted to really take that perspective and say that, is that what he's saying? Like it's more gods, but I'm the one that's, so let us make them in our image. We all in on it, but I'm the sculptor. Like what other reason would it be to plural that? So people don't be reading through the text. Then you got the people that say shit like, man, I know he real. I know it. Cause he done changed stuff in my life. I prayed and quit fucking lying. I want people to quit lying. This one thing right here will tell them, everybody, that they're lying. Swap. I don't want to bring up no bad memories, but you know I treat shit different. So if it's going in an emotional, just say something. But we've all lost. I lost my grandma, right? So when I lost my grandma, I knew she was gone. Before you see the body, you know the person gone. That makes sense? So, why people cry at the funeral? The things that people ain't paying attention to when I say them layers, that's what I'm talking about. So you tough, you can shoot somebody. You tough because you've been through the hood. You get to the funeral, you done turned into a baby. But there's nobody there. So when I'm talking to him some more, you know, it's a us and it's a we and it's a they. I say, man, then who said, like, you gotta really pay attention to who gives those scriptures canon. Like, who canonizes? Who says that, man, this right here is word of God. I'm gonna canonize this. Like, and then say, well, this book over here, this I don't get with this shit over here. We can't put this in there. Hell no. That's almost like how, like the book of Enoch and the rest of them. Like, how you just gonna say that this don't belong in there? You know how you said that? You know, I'm gonna tell the people right now. It ain't that they were taken out. The Bible is a bunch of books. Yeah. Different time frames, different men. They just wasn't added. There was never no whole book until after the fact. They just wasn't added. Why weren't they added? Because they didn't appease to what the ultimate story would be. If you put certain of these stories in here, today don't exist. Like, hell, today would never be like it. You know what I'm saying? I can't say what it'll be because I also ain't one of them people who look. So I'm not one of them people who say, "Ah, man, we was all kings and queens." You know what I'm saying? My people was all kings and queens. I think we talked about this before. Because it's bullshit for you to say that. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, everybody is not of a king and queen bloodline. So that's like saying everybody back then, every fucking body was a king and a queen. If you're from a king and queen bloodline, and me, just because somebody black back then was a king, it don't mean that I'm from that person. So can I say all Russians are Hitlers? That would be incorrect. Very incorrect. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We weren't. Now I know some people. Man, when you just being a Debbie Downer, that's for us to be able to look inspirational and you don't feel good about ourselves. Boy, the term king and queen, if you want to get deep on that, the word king and queen ain't from us. That ain't us. So you take that shit back in history, look it up. Cause you the one right there sitting there talking about some shit. Do some fucking homework. That's not us. Those two words. So we wasn't that. Anyway, everybody wasn't kings and queens. Because if the kings and queens ruled areas, who was they ruling? Regular people who were not royals. Like, everybody ain't calling kings and queens. And I hate when people say that and you was never the projection of a king or a queen. Like, that shit right there be like, damn. But yeah, man, that's how that shit is. It is a lot of shit going on out here. So I just be wanting to pull, I just be want to bring shit up sometime. And, pull people coattails to there's other things going on. There's other things, like, people think they personal life, your personal life is just that. It's your personal life. It's attached to some other shit that's going on, though. Like, even my personal life, the shit is personal. Like, my bills, that's personal. Like, if I let that stress me and I walk around with that shit on my sleeve, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why I try to stay like I try to stay. Minded like that and moving like I'm moving. You know how we do? Like, because there is a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? So, as what we was talking about, people don't want to talk about the other energies that's going on. Like, our people still scared of that. I don't mean black people. I mean people that come up in areas like us. Urban life people. My people. Urban life people. Inner city urban people. So yeah, so a lot of us still scared of those conversations. Because everything them being spooked out. Black consciousness is spooked out. So now you gotta wear your ankh and be having your ayara over here and your hooji incense over here and your tobacco pipe over here and your, you know what I'm saying? Or are people them, and I say it's spooked out because you've been away and detached from natural rituals so long that you don't even know how they work for you. You know what I mean? Like, and how it works. Because you've been doing faulty rituals. You've been meeting up on Sundays, going into this brick building. Bowing your head, grounding your thoughts and energy. Talking about you praying. Then you praying to a deity that is a negative energy. Now I know people don't be liking to hear that shit. That's only because they don't want to do their homework. They don't want to face the facts that what you think you know about yourself ain't what you know. And since you still leaning on some bullshit, your direction gonna always be clouded like that. Like, and that's how that, you know what I'm saying? They don't want to shake that shit. So when you come across people like us who we don't buy into no, I'm not no Kemetic, bruh. I'm not no Islamic. I'm not no 5%. I'm not nothing with a title. Because I'm me. Exactly. That's what I am. So today I might read a book that the author could have been a theosophist. I don't know this, and I'm reading his work, right? I find what he's saying inspirational. If I never looked into it, would I ever know that that person was, those was his thought process? No, I wouldn't. And that's how people are. But I look into shit like that. You know what I'm saying? When I read a book or when I go into articles, I need to know what the author of whatever I'm reading, what they study in their personal. Because that'll tell you the direction of what they're writing. Take a lady like Madame Blavatsky. Now, most of the people that's watching right now probably don't even know who she is. But I'm guaranteeing you, she got more influence over you than your mama. And have had for a long time. You just don't know it. Because you don't understand who she is and what I mean when I say that. Well, if you've been given governmental schooling, free education, public schooling, if you've been wanting to go into politics, or if you want to go into the sciences, a lot of her work, a lot of Americans in different types of places use her work. She the one made the Theosophy and Lucius Trust.
Oh, wow.
So we got to understand what is influencing the ideas that are influencing us. And that's where we get lazy. When we start hearing shit, the first thing we do is, oh man, that's some conspiracy theory. That's the worst thing you could have ever gave poor people, is that conspiracy theory term. Because I swear, the uneducated, educated, uneducated brothers be using that shit like a mother. Every time you say something about something that they don't know nothing about, that's the first thing they gonna say. Oh man, that's a conspiracy theory. So talk about some science they ain't never heard of. Oh man, that's a conspiracy theory. Talk about a geographical location that they don't know of. Man, that's a conspiracy theory. Talk about some characters in history that they never heard of. What kind of conspiracy is that? Who theory is that? Because CIA gave them that for that reason. But anything that would be revealed to you, since everything's smoke and mirror, anything that be revealed to you can just be chalked out as conspiracy theory. There is no conspiracy theories as we're seeing now. As time play out, like I asked you earlier, there's a lot going on. I've been following a lot, so as a lot is unfolding. What about this bullshit ass UFO shit? You been fucking with it? Bruh, they having whole forums and Congress meetings about this shit, bruh. So here's the thing. When people say, oh, so do you believe? Here we go with that word again, but I don't believe nothing, because believe, this my shit right here. I'm coining it. It's been coined by me. You can use it. But belief, here's the quote. Belief is simply an admission to not knowing. Got it. So, any believe shit, no, I ain't with it. Do you believe in UFOs? No. Do you believe in aliens? No. What is a UFO? It's an unidentified flying object. Right? So right now, if me and you sitting on my porch, and we see something go past, and you don't know if it was a plane and I don't know if it was a plane, what is it? It's an unidentified flying object. That's not saying that it is an interstellar vehicle or a vehicle from another dimension. That's saying that is a flying object that I cannot identify. So no, I don't believe in UFOs. I know for a fact there are several things flying around up in the sky that, to my naked eye, I can't identify. Period. So do you believe in aliens? What do you mean alien? You mean the definition they give you? Somebody from somewhere else. Extraterrestrial. You mean somebody who don't live on this earth? Do I believe? No. Do I know? I know what I know. So am I going to tell you that I know that there's other beings? Yep. Have I ever seen one? No. Can I prove it to you? Not in the physical. But in the mind I can. Why? Because you believe in a God. Right? Well, yeah. Well, since you believe in a God, then you have to believe that you are not the only thing or the greatest thing that he created in the universe. Right? Well, yeah. So, yeah, let's proceed. Aliens. No. Not that shit they be showing. That shit ain't. You're foreign. I'm foreign. You can say because we the only thing that's not living according to nature on the globe. The human. Like, we're not running around in our birthday suits, only having sex just to reproduce, and we're not doing that. We're the only thing on here that's not living according to the natural gust of how shit is. So you got people that say, oh man, when we evolved, and it'd be so tricky because you talk to, like, that's why I say, you get to talking to them educated, uneducated brothers. You know what I'm saying? And they get to crossing shit together, talking about some, well, that's evolution, you know what I'm saying? God made shit for a reason. Bitch, you just said it's evolution. Evolution is Darwin theory. How you gonna say God made what? That's a whole nother theory. You done put two shits together, huh? So you fuck with God, it's the theory of evolution with Darwin all together, huh? Like this is some mashed up. So, God made Lucy? Is Lucy Eve? I thought Adam was first, but who is Lucy? Like, so, that's what I'm saying. It'd be so much bullshit together. And because people don't know shit, they don't even know that that's bullshit mashed together, and you don't know it because you've been indoctrinated in a certain direction. So that's why I like to hear them college dudes with degrees and shit that be on YouTube. Y'all know I be on this shit. Niggas be on here, bro, calling themselves, oh, I'm Dr. So-and-so, or I'm so-and-so's philosophical student, and so-and-so and so-and-so. These niggas can't speak. I'm talking about be fucking words. I'm talking about the worst words, dog. Easy shit. They be fucking over words. They'll read somebody's passage out of book, and you be thinking like, you said you had a doctrine though, my guy. How you reading like that? How did you get that? Where you get that doctrine from? Who gave that to you and why? Cause you ain't it. That shit for real. You is just not it with that shit. So yeah, it's a lot of fucked up shit going on out here. So I did a little thing. Did you see the one I did about the Las Vegas, Nevada shit? You know, the family, the boy said The UFO crashed in his backyard. It made national news, bro. Like real news. In Nevada. It crashed in their backyard. They called 911. The boy said it was two beings, 8 to 10 feet tall, green, slimy dudes. Hear this bullshit. So the police get there, ain't no fucking crashed vehicle nowhere back here.
8 to 10 feet tall.
Ain't no crashed vehicle.
How old is this kid?
But hold on, hold on. There was an officer outside doing some shit in the area. On his body cam, he did see the flash of light that the boy saw. The same flash of light that he said came down. It's on the cop's body cam from another whole street or two over.
Yeah.
Something fell. It just wasn't that. Because when you go deeper and do some due diligent homework, you'll find out that there was some meteors falling in that area around that time. You know what I'm saying? Then after the story come out, the family disappeared.
Wow.
I think they was embarrassed. Because the mom and dad wasn't in on the bullshit. That was the son. But, so yeah. That's what's been popping off, bro. And I just been following other shit too. Like, you know how I be. I'm so enthused at the school year starting. I'm one of them ghetto nerd dudes. So I'm enthused for my kids to get ready to start school. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Ironing uniforms ahead of time and creasing folders and all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Doing that. But it's something else. What else?
Getting back to the living.
Yeah, for sure. Back to that. And it was something else though. I mean, you fuck with boxing? Like the sport, you follow the boxers though?
I ain't follow shit. I'll be at work.
Man,
I ain't in time for nothing but work, man.
man, you know how many people say that? You about to make a new conversation.
It's
Not the work part. So, time.
taking myself away from so much.
Time, and people, when they say they don't got time.
Well, me personally, I just don't make time for it when I have the little time, but it's not enough. Therefore, for me.
Yeah, for what you would be trying to do, yeah. But in general, when people say that, they don't understand how much time they really be having and how much time they really spend on the very unit that they say they don't be having time for. So, like a person go to the bathroom several times. When they go to the bathroom, they check their texts. When they go eat, they check their texts. When they go talk at the damn gas station, they checking their phones. They're beeping. People check. It's you're in an algorithm now. Like you can't help it. So the second part of what you said was more so applied to people like us. A person who would be trying to use the time for something specific versus a person who, you know, you got this time, but you don't even know how to think. So ain't no specification on what to do the time for. Like, even if I give this person 2 hours of free time, they're going to sit there trying to figure out what to do with the 2 hours, the whole 2 hours. That's a psychological test. Like, this is a fact. Like, sit somebody who you think don't think a lot or don't know how to think good. Give them 2 free hours, bro. With nothing in their hand, no cell phone, no nothing. When you come back, ask them, what you was so what you do for the 2 hours? What you was? I was thinking about shit, what I was gonna do. I guarantee you that shit. Women and men. So this is what I'm saying. We dealing with people who don't know how to think. versus what we talking about. Yeah, if you at work, but shit, my mama be at work using her phone. My mama be at work, she's a goddamn teacher, fucking YouTubing. So when I be hearing people say, I'm just saying, Googling, man, this shit is what, like you said, the second half of it. A person just don't choose to do that at that time. But they got the time. Like the white boys. No. When I say when I say white boys, y'all know what I'm talking about. Who I'm talking about. So they be on their cell phones all the time. What they doing? Buying and trading and doing all. I got a couple buddies. I'm talking about be on their phone more than anybody you ever seen that be in our hood. It's just what they doing on their phone though. It's a whole lot different. They got time. They sitting here drinking beer and smoking, making thousands. It's always time. Like, it's just what we choose and to do with that shit. That's all that is. That's all. So my dude was talking about that shit the other day. Like, man, I'm gonna make some more video. I mean, he brought it up again. Like, man, I need to start doing. I said, man, I just be chilling though. I said, I like, wait, don't make them as current or as quick as I was. I said, I'm just snapping back. You know what I'm saying? I said, but at the same time, I know now that if I wasn't even doing videos, I'm always on the phone. Not on it, but on it. Like, even if I'm not talking, like shit, on this phone, riding around, you doing your digital mining. So he just riding digital mining, just doing his thing. You over here doing, like, so people.
Yeah, it's different levels of that shit, definitely.
It's what you choosing to do with the time according to what you think you. That's what I was saying. According, it's all about what people know. It's all about what people be knowing. Like, people can say what they want to say, but it'll show in their output. Like, if you really would have a doctrine, my bro, you know, some of them words that come out your mouth wouldn't sound like that. Like, just off of the indoctrination of the schooling you would have had to been in to get a doctorate. You see what I'm saying? Like, so certain characteristics is going to be associated with each one of them little slots. Be a social worker. Guess what? There's going to some characteristics of all of them be on something. Be a judge. You're going to have the characteristics of the rest of the judges. You're going to the same schooling. You did the same practices and everything to be that.
Everything.
Y'all similar. Like, you know, you're an individual, but y'all under one thought process. So, when I get to the one conversation, and this where we gonna kick you in the dope. I know y'all want to hear about this. That hip hop shit. So I did talk about that, right? That was my last video, I believe. I was telling people like how that shit was dead. Like, it's no such thing. So I was telling them like, so, and briefly, it died the day they sold it to Def Jam. That was when it was over, because it became corporate right then. Anything after that was being produced was coming from the machine. So, what you calling hip hop today, it's just some old, it's something, but it can't be called that. Call that shit rap. Just call it music. Call yourself an artist. Most of y'all not rapping. You can't say we changed the rap style to now we sing. Singing is singing, rapping is rapping, bitch. Nigga, you singing and you rapping. It's my style. It's no, you rapping a little bit and you're singing a little bit. And then you got auto-tone kicking in the back door for you. Like, I ain't knocking some of how y'all put the shit together. I'm just saying. And when you want to say art, or it being a art, be blatant about your art and hold your shit. Be a digital artist. Hold your shit. Hold your chest out. We don't fuck with turntables. We fuck with this digital shit over here. Bing, bing, bam. And I respect you. Don't try to carry the hip hop banner as if, bitch, you still walk from block to block with party to party with your turntables. With your nigga carrying the crate of records. Your other 5 homies with the jogger suits on, ready to throw them cardboard boxes down and get with it.
Back spinning and twisting.
Gotta have you 2 or 3 girls with you, right? So it's a whole crew. You feel me? Like you know, well, you know.
That shit used to be
A whole crew.
Yeah.
No negativity. If y'all want it, y'all can get it, but not negativity. If you want it, you can get this loud beat boom box and see if our minds is louder than yours. From across the street. Not what's happening. You know what I'm saying? And if mine ain't louder, guess what? I got a homie over here who can beatbox though.
Yeah.
So when he doing that, they ain't got no beatboxer. They got an old slick nigga crazy with the legs over there gonna jump on the cardboard on you. Wop wop. Wop 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 wop. You know what I'm saying? Tornado spinning that shit. You feel me? Like for real. The girls gonna wind it up for y'all and turn it up. Like that's hip hop.
Yeah,
Not this shit. Like hip hop, you didn't want to leave the fucking party and kill nobody. When you was in there, you didn't want to kill nobody. And let's not forget the graffiti artists, because you got to have that.
Tagging was the shit.
So I say, well, hip hop evolved. Man, look, everything. Look, this ain't hip hop. Like I said before, respectfully, there's some now music that I rock out. I rock out to good music, period. Though, like if the beat nice, if you know, like a lot of some of what these niggas is saying is whack as fuck and repetitive. Like how many times you gonna tell me that you flipping a pack, but you on tour, you stupid bitch. You ain't flipped a pack in about 8 months. You don't flip packs, as a matter of fact, because you be on tour. Because you've been out for like 4 years. So, what block? I've been following you. So, you was on MTV, and then you went from so and so. Like, if people really just sit back and think, you could see the program in front of your face, and you just could read it. But people is not that unplugged to where they can watch television without having to see the cinematic shit. And you can see through what's actually coming through the tube, if that makes sense to you. Like, so I don't see the news, people sitting there giving the news. I see that man and that lady right there making all them gestures and hand signs, knowing that there's a camera right here. I see him looking to the left at a teleprompter. I see the monitor, the audio being fed to direct the conversations, and I see past the other shit that the regular person is watching. And like I said before, it's all in what you know. You know what I'm saying? That's not saying, oh, I'm special. I got the gift. No, it's just I know some shit about television.
Yeah.
I know some shit about how that industry is working. So I have, once you know something, once you learn something, you can't unlearn it. So I will never be able to see it again the same way you see it. It'll never happen like that. So, yeah. So this hip hop shit ain't what, you know what I'm saying? And what I be saying is, I'm talking to the real niggas. Because that shit don't exist either. The way they accept this shit. What I'm talking about. How your favorite rapper paint his nails and wear a purse? And you proud to say he your favorite rapper. But you gangster. Because he be talking about busting niggas. Nigga, he don't be busting nobody, man. He be over there looking at the next issue of fucking Purses. He trying to see which Birkin he can put on and tell you that he's smoking niggas with this Draco. So you can go bust some niggas with your Draco. And you gonna be in jail or dead. And guess where he gonna be at? You're gonna be in jail watching his video, his new video when he got that new purse. Cause that's your favorite rapper. Or these niggas that blatantly claim the Satanism shit. To know that there's no singular creative masculine deity that they call that, what they call it, you know, you would have to also know that there's no singular opposing deity that's also male. You get what I'm saying? So you can't buy into the story too ended. Hello? Power still out. The power still out. Our power ain't out, but the internet is. It's off. It's going in and out. Oh yeah, my bad. I had a phone call. But so yeah, it's where we at, man. So like I say, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. There's a lot going on. I just want to jump back in and say what's up. You know what I'm saying? Because I done missed y'all a couple of days. You know what I'm saying? Get back in there. Some of these topics is really going on. You know what I'm saying? Comment, like, share, subscribe. Y'all know what to do. Yes, sir. And don't be fooled out here, man. Don't keep letting people pull the wool over your face. Know what you know, not what you think you know. And don't think you know something. Yeah. Did you hit the like? Did you share it? Did you subscribe? I just wanted to know. I just wanted to know before I get up out of here. That's all I wanted to know.